Killing Glukhar and his 6 goons can be a very daunting task. So in this guide, I'm going to break down, first importantly, where he spawns, where he moves, what him and his goons spawn with, and most importantly, how to kill them. So stick around and hopefully this guide helps you take on Glukhar. Glukar can spawn in any of these spots marked with a red arrow, from West Pawn to South Pawn to the 2 night buildings which are found opposite each other. He can also spawn over at the train station and also the main armored train extract. If he doesn't spawn in the game, however, there's another way to spawn him by flipping the hermetic lever. Found near the North Pawn building, I'm going to work our way inside to the hermetic lever and press the lever here. As soon as you press the lever, there's a chance that he can spawn. Now, the locations in which you can spawn is underneath the train station and also at the train station. So we're going to be moving down under the train station, also checking the train station, but more importantly, moving our way underneath. And we're going to be going down underneath Hermetic Bunker Extract and checking for him. He can spawn anywhere down here after the lever has been hit. So keep an eye out, guys. If he's not here, then he hasn't spawned with the lever. So don't worry. Working our way up to in front of the train station extract here, we can keep an eye out for Glukar that can spawn when the train arrives. His goons and his himself can actually fortify this building, so keep an eye out on the platform there because sometimes they roll through and start fortifying it. Also on the left platform here of train station, they can also fortify this position. So Glukar does not spawn alone. In fact, he spawns with 6 heavily armored teammates or followers. These are categorized in groups. You've got 1 to 2 assault, which are heavily armored, 2 to 3 security, which are medium tier, and 1 to 2 scout that come in with light tier armor and light tier guns. More importantly, these 3 classes actually have different varying amounts of health. As you can see here, the assault has more health than the security, and Glukar has more health than all combined. But working our way over to the scout gear, we're going to notice that light armored, some light helmets and also 9mm can be found. But moving over towards the assault tier, we're going to start to see something like Ulax and Gen 4 and Gazelle. As we move our way up to the bigger boys or the assault guys, we're going to start to see things like Fast MTs, Vulcans and Fort. These guys all share the same weapons, however, between the security and the assault tier, which are shown here. The next part of this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to kill Glukar. Pushing over into the South Pawn here. I've killed a few of them through the window from north, but we're just going to get up close and personal. And as you can see here, the first one that comes running out is one of the scouts. And this guy is like lightly sort of armored. He's wearing a 6B. I'm just going to pump him in the head, and we're going to move our way inside. Now, I know that this engagement is not favorable unless I use my PK06 up close and personal. I've got a fully automatic gun, so I'm just going to get up in their face. As you see, as I make my way inside, I see another dead security, which another one also on the way in, so that's 2 down. You can tell that his security by his gun, being the M4, and here comes the 3rd security, and also one of the assaults. And you can tell the difference here, because the assault, who I said earlier, took a lot more shots to go down, and he's also heavily armored. Now, these guys share the same guns, but the assault was wearing the Fort Redart and also a Fast MT. But working our way up, we're going to notice that Glukar is also dead on the 2nd floor from hitting him from north further in the video. But he actually spawns different variants of the Ash 12, and in his pockets is also a Labs keycard and a GP coin. Sometimes 2 GP coin if you're lucky. We're also going to be checking another one of the security here. We're going to find like a stock sort of AK and also a Gazelle. Now, another way to kill Glukar is also baiting him. As you can see now, I'm at the train station. What I'm going to be doing is shooting a few rounds off at him and then backing off. Now, I've killed a few of them here, so this is only just part of the video for the sake of time. But what I've done here is I know Glukar's on the left-hand side. And so what I've done is I've shot a few rounds at him and then I wait for him to push, because sometimes he's quite aggressive. And especially when he's out in the open like that. He has 2 modes. As you can see, one of his goon pushes me, but he also has 2 modes, and when he gets down to usually just him, he gets quite aggressive, or sometimes he does the Rashala hide. As you can see, it takes a lot of shots to go down. That was 995, by the way, so that was a lot of rounds for him to take. We're going to pop on over, and we're going to quickly check his body. And as always, searching his pockets, we're going to find a Labs keycard, GP coins. He has different variants of the Ash 12 or an M1A, which I'll show on the screen here. He also has a PP19 as his secondary and a ZSH as his main helmet that he always wears. The ZSH is also interchangeable with night raids, where he sometimes wears a night vision goggle on a mount. But that's about it. As you can see, we also killed another one of the assaults here, which was hanging around, and he's wearing a lot of big gear as well. We've got another Fort Reader and a fast MT. And also another little trick here is if you're prone inside the armor train extract and they are at the train station, you get a few cheeky headshots on them. Sometimes they stand still like a bunch of idiots, and sometimes they move to cover. So make sure you guys are always constantly checking this spot. If you are aware that they are at train station, you may be able to get some really nice hits. I would suggest doing this at nighttime and using thermals from as far away as you can, depending on your gun. I've noticed that they are quite dumb when it comes to long range shooting with thermals. So they are currently working on the AI to move and hide and reposition, but sometimes if you bait them, they'll come back to the same spot by shooting it, and then they'll walk towards the same area, and then you can get another pick.
Now, I know this looks very buggy, but for some weird reason in the west basement when you're fighting Glukhar and his goons, they don't seem to come down into the basement. So basically what I'm doing here is you try and aggro them sometimes if you get pinned. You try and aggro them and they kind of just stand there like this guy, and you just basically smack them. If you peek it the wrong way, however, they will die, like my mate who was on the right there. So just guys, if you want to try and bait them down, I would recommend doing that. Just try and aggro them, throw a few nades, run up and try and bring them down. If not, make sure you run around and be very proactive when fighting them inside dorms. Either that or try and get some distance, like I mentioned earlier, and try and smack them from as far away as possible.
If this video helped you any way, shape or form learn how to kill Glukhar, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button, guys. As always, I stream 6 days a week on Twitch. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching.